Hey, I mentioned in a previous video that I'm a liver transplant patient, and I also said that I have a very normal life. It's almost absolutely normal, except for one thing. I have to take a lot of medication, and that kind of sucks, but it's not that big of a deal. It keeps me alive. I started out taking a lot more medication, and I'm just over 2 years post-transplant, and I anticipate my medication will go down further throughout the years, and hopefully someday, like a small percentage of liver transplant patients, hopefully I can wean off all of anti-rejection medicine. It is possible with the liver transplant. It's kind of rare, but I could be a candidate, my doctor says. So let's go over some of the medication. And these are in no particular order. This big one here, you'll find I'm taking some supplements, and these are prescribed by a doctor. Magnesium. I have to take a lot of magnesium every day because my tacrolimus, which is my main anti-rejection medicine, leaches or has your body waste a lot of magnesium through your urine. Hydrochlorothiazide. This is it's a diuretic and it's a supplement to blood pressure medication. I always have blood pressure medication, or I always have blood pressure issues. Even before my health issues, it runs in my family. Even if I were fit and thin, I would still have blood pressure issues. That's no big deal. Most of Americans take blood pressure medication. This is mycophenolate. It's one of the 2 anti-rejection medications I take. Metformin. So, the tacrolimus I mentioned that wastes magnesium, also in conjunction with the mycophenolate, can give you post-transplant diabetes. That is the case for me. So metformin helps with insulin resistance and helps with the diabetes, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but it's under control now, which is good. Jardiance for diabetes. This one puts me within healthy range of an A1C, back to the pre-diabetes range. It's very expensive. We all know how the healthcare system is in this country. My insurance actually, even though I have fantastic insurance coverage, it will not cover this prescription for me because I wasn't sick enough. My kidneys, I'm not in any stage of kidney disease. If I had a stage of kidney disease along with the diabetes, then they would have covered the Jardiance. They probably would have covered the the injection, the Wegovy, or any of the GLP-1s. Carvedilol. This is the main blood pressure medication I take. It's a beta blocker. It's as my transplant pharmacist said, it's a very good medication for your heart. It keeps your blood pressure low and also your heart rate a little low. I always had a little elevated heart rate. Speaking of pharmacists, transplant pharmacists, my pharmacist, who's on my liver transplant team, he is a doctor, a medical doctor pharmacologist, so he can actually prescribe medication. Then, this is an empty bottle. That was an empty bottle of mycophenolate. Tacrolimus. This is what my transplant hepatologist calls the backbone of my anti-rejection. I started out post-transplant taking 9 of these twice daily. Now I take 1 in the morning, 2 in the evenings. Pantoprazole. This is a proton pump inhibitor, and it's like a Ozempic, kind of. They prescribed that to me. They prescribed that to all liver transplant patients because of all these other drugs you take. You can get upset stomach and stuff. The doctor said I can wean off this, and I'm going to wean myself off of this. You'll find that really my main anti-rejection medicines keep my liver healthy. but they create a lot of other problems, which we correct with all these other medications, right? So the diabetes and the magnesium so far, and pantoprazole. And then they want me to take just a daily vitamin, multivitamin. And this is the one I use. It's cheap off of Amazon. I think it's like $6 for a 90-day supply. I take a biotin, optional, for hair and nail strength. I still have thin hair though. That's genetic. Buspirone, or Buspar, is the medication. It's for anti-anxiety. I mentioned before, I always had anxiety. Alcohol was my method of self-medication. Don't do that. Seek a doctor's help. Get a medication. This is a great medication. No anxiety on this. I don't feel altered or a different personality or anything. It's not an SSRI. It's not an MAOI. It's a completely different class. And then a baby aspirin. My transplant coordinator said I could probably get off this too. They give this to you in your first year post-transplant just to keep your platelets kind of flowing well. And she said, keeps your blood slick. So they didn't want any blood clots or anything in my new liver. And that's it. And pill cutter. So here are my 2 pill boxes for 2 weeks worth. I just do 2 weeks at a time. It takes me about a half hour to do everything. So I'm going to do all my pills, count them all out, put them all in the boxes, and I will speed this part up. Okay. Alright, those are all the pill cutting ones. I like to group the once dailies all together. Do those at the end. Those are my anti-rejection. It's a twice daily. Well, I like to do the ones I cut in half first, and then the twice dailies, and then the anti-rejections, which are also twice dailies, and then the once dailies. This is tacrolimus. This is the anti-rejection medicine that revolutionized organ transplantation. It's very powerful. Has a lot of side effects. It can kill your kidneys. I'm lucky it's not having that effect on mine. Knock on wood. As with any anti-rejection medicines, can also cause some forms of cancer. Liver transplant patients are least likely because they need the least amount of anti-rejection medicine. The liver really forms a symbiotic relationship with your body, and as I said before, there is a percentage of people with a liver that can eventually wean entirely off of the anti-rejection medication, but it has to be closely monitored with your transplant team, and they have to be on board as well. Do not try at home. So I take 1 in the morning and 2 at night. They want to make sure you have the optimal amount. It's called your through level. And when I get my blood tests, right now I'm still at once a month. And they test for the amount of this medication in your blood after 12 hours. And that's called your through level. And my doctor wants mine between 3 and 5. You know, kidney transplant patients, they need 8 or so. And your through level, especially when you're on a liver, as the years go on, it can be lower and lower. And the reason why they monitor it so closely is not enough can be rejection. Too much is also toxic. Like I said, it can kill your kidneys. When you first get, wow, the perfect amount. You see that? When you first get on this drug, you have tremors and shakes. It has some neurological issues. And it's pretty annoying. Like this. My hands were shaking like this for the first 2 months. Then you just get used to it. Now I'm fine. But, yeah, this drug can cause all sorts of weird, unpleasant side effects. I just happen to tolerate it very well. Thank goodness. 1 in the morning, 2 at night. Some people can't take it and they have to switch to other anti-rejection meds. If you have too high of a through level, it can make your bones ache and joints ache and just feel all around crummy. God, there's one off there. A lot of people hate this drug because it can make you feel so miserable. I'm one of the lucky ones. There. So I just kind of spot check every once in a while. Yeah, I got 1 in there, 2 in the afternoon. Yeah. And just to make sure. Because a lot of times when I'm taking these meds, I'm kind of on the go. Just dump all at once. So, now we're at my 1 dailies. So I like to lay them out like this, all at once. So, 7 on this side. These hydrochlorothiazides are really small. I take these, it's a supplement to blood pressure medication, and also, about the first year of post-transplant, I still had a lot of lower limb edema, swelling, ankle swelling, a little bit of foot swelling. I had it big time, like for the first 2 months post-transplant. And this, it's a diuretic as well, so it helped immensely with that, and I've just stayed on it. Keep everything in balance. Pantoprazole. So there's my bin O drugs. I have a box O drugs that refills the bin O drugs because you get everything 3 months at a time. So here we go, the once dailies. Boom, 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 boom. Just take a quick look. So this is what a morning dose will look like. Here's all the pills. You got the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that, all at once. 9 a.m., 9 p.m. If If you ever see somebody popping a handful of pills at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m., because that's kind of like the universal time in the transplant world, you'll know there's some sort of transplant patient. We're like undercover superheroes, right? You never know. Or like, what was that series, The Grimm, you know? You never know who they actually are until you see them pop their pills at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Then you realize that's one badass mofo right there. And I say that because someone like me that's gone through what I've gone through shows that I can survive pretty much anything. 2 weeks of pills. There they are. Well, that's my pharmaceutical journey. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching.